Salutations everybody, it is Matt here today, and we finally got those beta details on Fallout 76. No lollygagging, let's get into it. Hi everyone, popping in to say that it's been very fun seeing everyone's discussion on Fallout 76 and what your hopes and thoughts are about the game. I and members of the studio regularly lurk, and it's been great to read through your questions and feedback. With that in mind, we know you're anxious to learn more about the game and more specifically about the beta. Starting in October, we'll be selecting people who have pre-ordered the game from a participating retailer to enter our beta. We'll start small and grow over time as we prepare for launch. Be sure to read our frequently asked questions for details on how to redeem your beta code and other important details. Beyond that, we know you have numerous questions about the game. Things are still changing and being iterated on, so we cannot answer everything yet. But we encourage you to submit your questions. During the Fallout 76 panel at QuakeCon, we'll be answering some of your questions. If you're in Dallas, come join us. If you're not able to make it in person, you can check out all the fun via the live stream airing on Mixer. Send questions our way by posting them here in the forums, on any of the Fallout subreddits, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Thank you again for all your patience, discussion, feedback, and thoughts as we get closer to the launch of Fallout 76. There is not going to be any beating around the bush here. I am very unhappy with when they are choosing to do the first beta. I can already imagine when I say that, people are like, you're just being impatient, dude, you're hyped for the game. Au contraire, my fellow viewer. The reason I don't like the first beta for this game going live in October is it is a month before launch. If there is anything supremely unbalanced, broken, wrong with this game that Bethesda does not anticipate. I'm salivating a ton right now. This must be how upset I am. But that gives them 1 month to fix things that could be heavily broken. This doesn't give us a chance to balance the experience. I get that these are very talented people, but there are so many question marks surrounding this game. And if things are still being iterated upon and drastically changing, as the post says right here, and we're just about to hit August, 3 months until the game launches, then what is set in stone? The reason I wanted a beta, maybe in August, September the latest, was to hopefully be able to tinker around with things in the game, give them the feedback to start working on it as soon as possible. I think Destiny 2 is a fantastic example of how there were major complaints about the game. I forgot exactly what they were because I don't really pay attention to that game itself, but I know that fans were asking for a certain patch with certain updates and fixes to the game, and Bungie had to clarify that there were 2 patches coming. One of them was just a whatever patch, and the other one was what they really wanted. And that one was down the line further. What I'm saying is that patches, fixes, these types of works for these games take a while to get done. It's not something a developer just slaps together and in a week it's done. Like, there could be very big bugs in this game, and because of that, Bethesda should allow themselves the time to test their game properly and then fix it. But here's exactly, now I know what this beta is going to be used as. If it's dropping in October, the month before the game even launches, you already know this is one of those marketing betas, I like to call it. Yes, it is to test the game. Yes, they are going to garner feedback. I'm not saying that's not the case, but more than anything, this is being put right here when the hype will be high in order to promote the game more. And I'm not disappointed with that decision because I will merrily participate in this beta. It's more so that as a fan of the Fallout franchise, I want the best for this game, and maybe this is the best for the game. I'm certainly not a game developer, but I do have to say that I think testing an idea multiple times before it launches that a studio's never worked on, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, I just think to myself, how many betas did Elder Scrolls Online have? I know it's a totally different experience, but I just worry with balance, bugs especially, that this could be an experience that is ruined right off the bat for folks, where if maybe Bethesda tested it once in August, once in October, and we saw the progressive changes not once in October, you're getting the same game in November, and probably sometime in December is when those changes will be implemented, if there is any needed. Of course, best case scenario, it's a great game right off the bat, and there aren't a lot of changes that need to be made. Is it possible? Yes, but do I see that happening? Personally, no, because no game is perfect, and especially these games that are online only, they just come with their own set of problems that naturally happen over time. Server errors, the ability to build anywhere. Will those settlements always carrying over work? I mean, what if this is a colossal mess? Has Bethesda Game Studios considered that? It's more so, I respect if this is a confident move, but more than anything, this can blow up right in their face if this doesn't go well. I also have to say, with this late beta release date, that is very, very apparent now Bethesda is taking the long-term approach to this, where if it's busted, if it's broken, they have noticed games like Rainbow Six Siege, like The Division, who didn't start off too hot, even though I thought Siege was a great game at launch, but they didn't start off that hot popularity-wise or technical-wise. And over time, as they got better, as they fixed things, they gained a huge player base. I'd imagine Bethesda wants to take that similar approach if the beta is a dumpster fire this October. And even stranger is that people on the Xbox One are also going to be able to play it first. So when's that happening? Is that happening sometime in late September? Or is that those early participators that they were talking about here in this article? Tons of question marks. The QuakeCon panel is going to have some answers in regards to the character systems and perks. Kind of actually like Fallout 4. I don't know how many of you guys remember that, but during QuakeCon they actually revealed a little leveling up trailer for the game. I'm curious to see what that QuakeCon panel brings with all the questions asked. We'll see in due time. And last, but certainly not least, be sure to give SugarBomb.com a look at the very least. While I'm not really a part of the site anymore, my buddy Monty runs it, and honestly, it looks better than ever. It's cleaner, it runs better, it's much more organized, and on top of that, if you're looking for a squad for Fallout 76 or the beta, or you're just looking for general Bethesda discussions, this is the perfect site for it. As someone who has directly interacted with it a lot, it is currently up and running yet again, so please do give it a look. That'll be linked down below. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you think about this beta date and if Bethesda's making a good choice or not. Fire away. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that, as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.